Remember when I said that we're gonna relocate the rails in the truck by getting a chase rack? Well, guess what? We got that today. We're gonna go ahead and get it installed and get the rails mounted up. Let me actually tell you why this chase rack is significant and why the one I chose. So for a couple of months, I've been searching for a chase rack to put on the back of the truck so I can optimize the storage for my detailing business. And I came across this one, which I actually found on Amazon, and it's been sitting in my cart for the entire 2 months because on Amazon it's about 600, and I don't even think that includes shipping. So I've been waiting for the right moment to go ahead and buy it to add it to the truck. Well, at the same time, I was also searching on Amazon, eBay, or secondhand retail platforms to see if I could find anyone who has it, that way I could pick it up for a discounted price. But 2 months of searching and I wasn't able to find anything until yesterday. I just so happened to look yesterday because I was actually going to buy a cheaper alternative to this off of Amazon. And before I actually hit the buy button, I jumped right back on Facebook just to see what else I could find before I submitted my order. And the exact model that I was looking for showed up at the top of the listing. It was a little over $200 off cheaper than buying it brand new. So I messaged the guy hoping that he'll reply because I was ready to buy this thing, like absolutely 100% ready to buy this thing. He messaged me maybe an hour after, saying that he wasn't in town, but once he returns, he would send me the address and I could come take a look at it because there were actually 3 other people who were interested in getting this. He got back today. I kid you not. As soon as he sent me a message saying that he was back in town, I asked for the address. He sent me the address and I dropped everything that I was doing and went over to get this. Because again, like I said, there were 3 other people who were interested in getting this. I'm really glad that I got this, especially at the discounted price that I got it for. It's basically brand new. He had it on his Tacoma and decided to go a different route. He got one of those racks that extend the entire length of the bed. So he had no more use for this one. But, thankfully, I have a use for this one. I'm actually gonna go ahead and plate the top right here with the diamond plate that I bought. So I actually have a surface to mount the reels to underneath. The reels are gonna mount from the bottom, hanging down, not on top. Yeah, enough of the story. Let's go ahead and get this thing installed. So here's the diamond plate that I bought to go ahead and sit in the top shelf that the reels are gonna be mounted to. It's almost the perfect size. It's 48 by 24. So all I have to do is just trim just a little bit to get it to sit in there flat. The bars are vertical, so I would say maybe half an inch, not even half an inch. Just go ahead and trim that up. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that on a table saw, get it trimmed up, and get this dropped in. So we got it all nice and trimmed down. Got the edges cleaned up a little bit. So now I'm just going to go ahead and drop it right in. So it sits in very nicely now, edge to edge. That first cut was perfect. So now all I have to do, I have to go ahead and get my tonneau cover off because the tonneau cover actually slides in there. So I have to remove the tonneau cover, mount this up, and then put the tonneau cover back in there. Oh, look. Hello. Say hi.
Hi.
Are you ready to eat?
Yeah.
All right. Well, scratch that. It's lunchtime. We're going to go eat some food and then come back. Come on, let's go. Okay, so I actually moved everything out of the truck to make it easier to go ahead and get this tonneau cover off and get this chase rack installed. So let's go ahead and get this cover off. Now let's go ahead and lift this chase rack up and get it over there. So let me tell you, this thing is not light. Luckily, I do have the tank there to go kind of give me a hand. It does extend. I have to go ahead and extend it, but I forgot I need to remove the basket in order to extend it. So let me knock that out real quick. Okay, so we got it mocked up, and this is definitely a two-man job. That took a lot of work to get it spread out and set up myself. But let's take a look at it. Okay, I'm losing daylight here, but let me tell you the biggest pain point of this with getting it in here with the tonneau cover. It fits. It does fit, but the tolerance is so small between the tonneau cover and this bracket. Everything is completely maxed out as far as mounting adjustments just to accommodate the tonneau cover. It took a lot of effort sliding it in here, but it works. It's in there. So now all I have to do is go ahead and climb in there and tighten everything up. Took me about 45 minutes to get to this point. Just fiddling around with it and trying to get it all mounted up so it actually works. The tonneau cover's in the brackets. Nothing's bolted down yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and secure the chase rack and the tonneau cover to the bed and then tighten up all the other bolts just to make sure everything is set the way that it should be. Here we go. Okay, so we're out here on day 2. I ran out of sunlight, ran out of time, had some other things to do that evening, but we're gonna go ahead and get this finished. Everything's mounted, it's secure, it's perfectly fine. So now we're gonna go ahead and put the diamond plate on top and mount the reels up there. The only thing I'm concerned with is the air hose reel will not fit. I'm pretty sure it will not fit. It's 17 inches tall, and I highly doubt I have 17 inches of space here. Also, sorry about the truck. It's kind of cold out here. It's warming up right now. Because as I get cold, I'm gonna step in this thing and warm up. The weather should, it's like 48 degrees right now. The weather should get up to about 68, 70. By that time we'll be perfectly fine, but let's go ahead and knock this out. Yep, so just like I said, this air reel is not going to fit. The water reel fits fine, the power reel fits fine, but this air reel is not going to fit. I'm gonna have to figure something else out. I really don't want to, I may put it on top, but if that's the case, that kind of defeats the purpose of me putting the diamond plates to have everything covered from the elements. I'm pretty sure they do make boxes that fit and mount in here that you can lock. But then again, I don't really want something over the truck. I kind of want everything under there. So I'm gonna work with it a bit, figure it out, see what I can do. I mean, this is also a soft cover, so maybe I could squeeze it in there. Also, I'm not worried about that. That is actually removable and can be mounted that way. So I'm gonna take that off, mount it this way, so I have more room up there. But as far as the reel itself, it sits right about here. So maybe we can make it work, maybe not, but we'll find out. So scratch what I said, I think I actually figured out how I'm going to mount this. So like I said, this plate comes off, and without this plate, or under this plate, there are mounting holes for the actual bracket itself. I may mount it this way. Instead of having it standing up that way under there, I may leave it flat and use these mounting points to mount it up in there on the diamond plate, of course, and just have it come out sideways. That may be the best way to do it. Okay, so we had to go to Lowe's to get some hardware to make sure that everything's gonna be mounted up properly. All the holes are drilled in wherever they need to be drilled so that everything mounts up the way that it's supposed to be mounted up. It's actually kind of hard to see on this diamond plate, but all the holes are drilled in nice and neat. So we're gonna throw the diamond plate back up on the rack And then we're going to start with the air hose reel because it's the biggest, it is the heaviest. And I tell you, man, days like these are days that I wish that I had a second pair of hands to help me with this, especially because mounting things upside down, it's a lot of work. That took a lot of work. So everything's mounted now. The reels are mounted right up under the rack onto the diamond plate. And thankfully, my neighbor came out and saw me working on it and actually helped me get that air hose reel mounted up in there. Because like I said, that air hose reel was very heavy and I was struggling with it. I was struggling for about 20 minutes before he finally came out and offered a hand. So I'm really, really grateful about that. So now all I have to do is run 3 lines from water, which will go through the back here to reach the pressure washer. Then I have to run the air line under there, same way, down, out to the compressor here. So the compressor will push air through there and out that line. And then lastly, power, the end of the other end of that power cable has to go back there and come through and go to the generator. Easy stuff, right? The hard part's out of the way. Just got to run water, air, and power to my equipment and we're good. We're set. I'm so glad to be done with this stage of the build. So I'm going to go ahead and make another trip to Lowe's and I'm going to get the extended water hose here from the reel to connect to the pressure washer because this is a 2-foot. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need something like a at least 8 feet to run back there and through here. So we have the racking system finally set up. We have power, we have air, and we have water, and everything's working just as it should. So now that I have extra space in the bed, my air compressor is in there. So the only thing that it needs now is to have everything nice and cleaned up. It's pretty dirty in there, a bunch of crunched up leaves. Leaves were falling the entire time that I was working on this thing, but I am very happy that everything here is working. Power, air, and water all routed to the top, easily accessible. I now actually have space for everything in here. And here's what it looks like from the outside. So I hope you guys enjoyed another detailed truck upgrade with me here. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you for watching. There were more upgrades coming. And some of you may have the question of what about the decal on my rear window? How are people supposed to see that? Well, that's actually going away. I actually updated my logo, updated the entire design that I'm going for the truck, and I met with a guy who owns a wrap company, and he's actually going to go ahead and design the wrap for my truck with my new logo. When that will take place, I have no idea. Honestly, probably not for another 6 months or so. But when it does, of course, I'll go ahead and get that on video for you guys. But if you like the setup, if you like the truck, if you like the information, if you like the video, anything, or if you just like to hear me talk, go ahead and hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Thank you.